What's up guys, MUSTAFI here and welcome to a brand new video. Welcome to a daily dose of transfer gossip. Today is Tuesday the 23rd of August and today this is episode number 100 and we finally reached it. That is pretty damn cool to get there guys. So before we get any further, as always, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button. 1,500 likes would be absolutely awesome. If you're new to my channel, click that subscribe button for daily FIFA content and in the comments below, let me know your thoughts on today's rumours and let me know what rumours I should do in the next episode. And finally, if you missed yesterday's video, it's down below in that description box guys. 8 AM is transfers and after 9 PM is the second video of the day and there will be a second one tonight. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. So we've got 13 confirmed transfers to get through today, which is a hell of a lot more than we had yesterday. I think we had 3. So thankfully it's starting to pick up a little bit more now. So first up we've got Ben Hattera going to SV Darmstadt in the Bundesliga from Frankfurt on a free transfer. In all honesty, he doesn't look like a bad silver card whatsoever. 80 pace, 77 dribbling, I think 4-star skill moves possibly as well. And I'm pretty sure I used him last year when he linked to Chikawi as a Tunisian player. Now we move on to a guy called Djurdovic going to a team not on FIFA. And that team in particular are going to be the Serbian side of Partizan Belgrade or Belgrade. I'm not sure how you say is it Belgrade? I'm not too sure, but either way, he's gone to Partizan on a free transfer from Palermo. And now we got on to an Australian League transfer. That is going to be Bobo of Gremio, or formerly of Gremio, going to Sydney FC on an undisclosed fee. The next player is going to be Tyler Blackett, now formerly of Manchester United. He's joined Reading on an undisclosed fee. It's a permanent basis though, it is not a loan deal. But another United player leaving yesterday, this time on a loan basis, is Borthwick Jackson. So he's gone to Wolves on a loan deal for the season. Another player that Wolves got yesterday, they were quite busy, was Ola John. And that one is from Benfica, again on a loan deal for the season. He was at Reading last season, so has championship experience, but I'm pretty sure I saw last week that he joined Toulouse. But obviously that one must have broken down, but still Ola John, not a bad player. Now we go on to Brendan Galloway of Everton going on loan to West Bromwich Albion. And he's gone there to get more first team opportunities. Now we move on to CM de Jong of Newcastle going out on loan to PSV Eindhoven where he'll link up with his brother Luke. It didn't work out for him whatsoever in England. I'm pretty sure he picked up a lot of injuries and that kind of held him back a lot. Next up we go on to Charles Atange, an absolute bellend, going to a team in Turkey called, actually instead of reading it, I'm going to show you it right there and try and pronounce it, Gaziantepspor I think it is. That is going to be from Rizerspoor on an undisclosed fee. The reason I called him a bellend, by the way, if you're a Liverpool fan you'll understand why. If not, search up his name and you'll understand why we released him. Next up we go on to a guy replacing him at Rizerspoor, Abdoulaye Diallo, and that is from Stade Rennes in the French League on an undisclosed fee. Next up we go on to Sefa Yilmaz going to a team not on FIFA because they've just been promoted. Or they were promoted last season. That team is going to be Aliyanaspor in Turkey. So he's gone on loan from Trabzonspor for the season. Next up we go on to Anderson Talisca. He was linked to a couple of Premier League clubs as well as Wolves in the Championship on loan. But no, he's gone to Turkey and the club in particular, Besiktas. And like most of these transfers so far, this again is a loan deal, but they've had to pay £1.7 million to get him for their season. And potentially that may have a buyout clause at the end of it, but I'm not too certain. Now we move on to Carlos Salcedo going to Fiorentina. And that is from the Mexican team Guadalajara on a loan deal. So I'm not too sure how good he is in real life. Born in 1993, so still a young defender. And finally, the final confirmed one today is going to be the former Bayern man Dante going to OGC Nice in France. And that is an undisclosed fee from a VfL Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. Now we go on to the potential deals, and first up, it's not a transfer, it's actually about the England selection under Sam Allardyce, and that player is John Terry. So according to The Guardian and multiple other sources on top of that, England boss Sam Allardyce has not ruled out a return to international football for Chelsea defender John Terry, who is 35 years old. He is a former England captain. One thing about John Terry, he's a leader. That's what the England team needs, but I'm not too sure at this point in time whether it's too late or not, but we could have done with him potentially at the Euros. And despite his age, he's still fantastic at reading the game, and he's a player that will put his body on the line for the national team, and not many players do that. Go back to that picture from the World Cup in 2010, where he literally salmon dived head first to try and block a shot. Not many players that do that nowadays, and it's kind of what we're actually missing. So John Terry, I wouldn't be against it, but I still think John Stones and Chris Smalling will probably be our centre-back pairing. And now we go on to Thiago Illeri of Liverpool. According to multiple sources today, Liverpool poised to sell the defender to Olympiacos in Greece, and the fee would be around £5 million. The defender, who is 23 years old, has made just 3 league appearances for Liverpool since joining from Sporting Lisbon in 2013. I remember when we first signed him, and there was quite a lot of articles and stuff saying could he be Liverpool's saviour in defence. He was 20 years old at the time, by the way. There's a lot of potential there, but he's not really done much. In particular, last season he went out on loan to Aston Villa and it didn't really go too well for him. I'm pretty sure he didn't feature for a single minute in the Premier League. But like I said before, he's still very young at 23, so maybe in 1 or 2 years he could be in a completely different situation with big European clubs coming back in for him. Now we go on to James McCarthy apparently nearing an Everton exit. According to the Daily Mail, James McCarthy is on the brink of an Everton exit after falling down the pecking order at Goodison Park with Sunderland, Newcastle, Celtic and Watford among the clubs interested in the midfielder. With Ronald Koeman coming in as manager, he wants to reshape the squad and with that comes sacrifices to some other players. So I'm not sure how the Everton fans are seeing this one, if they want him to stay or want him to go, but McCarthy could be on his way out and looks like he will be anyway. Now we go on to Daryl Janmaat of Newcastle, linked to Watford and West Ham. Well, that's according to the Daily Mail anyway. They're saying that Watford and West Ham have both registered an interest in Newcastle defender Daryl Janmaat. At the start of the summer transfer window, there was a lot of rumours saying that he could potentially be going to Juventus, but since then, that's completely died down. I think he's played the opening couple of games for Newcastle, and Rafa Benitez did hint he could be on his way out. And now a really exciting rumour for Tottenham fans. That is going to be Munir of Barcelona, linked to him today. According to Sport, Tottenham are set to up their interest in the Barcelona forward, with the Camp Nou outfit wanting £12.9 million for the 20-year-old. I have seen Munir play quite a bit and I really do rate him. He's a fantastic youngster and I'm surprised £12.9 million is quite a low fee, but I'm assuming Barca would want some kind of buyback clause in there. And Sport are also saying that Everton and Stoke City are both keeping an eye on the Spaniard. Now we move on to Eric Lamela apparently getting a new deal at Tottenham. According to the Daily Mirror, Spurs are keen to reward Lamela for his recent improved displays and want to secure his long-term future. The 24-year-old still has 3 years left to run on his current contract at White Hart Lane. They aren't in a rush to give him a new deal, but again they're trying to reward him for his very good performances. And when he first joined, for the first season he was very poor, but since then, to be fair to him, he's turned around a lot. And that nutmeg he done the other day, I think on Andros Townsend, was absolutely filthy. Now we got on to Wilfred Boney and to West Ham. According to Sky Sports, West Ham have made a move for Man City striker Wilfred Boney after Andy Carroll suffered an injury and has now been ruled out for an extended period. And because they're now after Boney, they're no longer interested in signing Juventus striker Zaza. I say it every time, I do like how Boney plays, just he hasn't suited Man City whatsoever, but at West Ham, I think he'd absolutely kill it. Now we move on to Jasper Cillessen, very close to joining Barca. The article I'm reading is going to be from Sport, but essentially every other paper is saying the same thing. Ajax goalkeeper Jasper Cillessen is on the verge of completing a move to Barcelona, with the Dutch shot-stopper paving the way for Claudio Bravo to move to Manchester City. And to be fair, having ter Stegen and Cillessen as your goalkeepers, that is not bad at all. I know they had Claudio Bravo before, but Cillessen still a decent keeper. Next, we go on to Paco Alcacer, linked to Barca again. Last week, this wasn't the papers every single day, but it did die down for about a week or so. But according to Mundo Deportivo, Barca are set to announce the signing of Valencia striker Paco Alcacer, with the Spanish forward set to cost up to €30 million. That is 30, by the way, 30, not 13. The deal will be completed by the end of the week potentially, and that'll be Barca's new backup player, or backup attacker. Now we go on to the next player, Gazal, apparently turning down Everton. According to RMC, Gazal and his agent did speak to Everton and they informed him they would not be accepting the offer in its current state. The player is currently in contract talks with Lyon over extending his deal, as it does run out at the end of the season. West Ham and Southampton are also interested in his services, but apparently Gazal turned down Everton because he wanted European football. And that decision is final according to L'Equipe. His father wants him to stay at Lyon and sign a new contract extension. Next up, we move on to Johnny Evans. Apparently, West Brom want £25 million for him. That is according to the Daily Telegraph release. They're saying that Arsenal have been told they have to pay £25 million if they want to sign Johnny Evans this summer. So they want a backup player, but Mustafi, he'd cost them about 40 odd, but £25 million for Johnny Evans, they're not that mad. Like £5 to £10 million possibly, not 25. That's absolutely crazy. Now we move on to Marcel Tisserand. I don't know how you say his name. He's into Arsenal as well. Actually, looking at it again, it is Tisserand. So he's linked to Arsenal today, apparently, according to the Daily Mirror. The Gunners' search for a new defender has led to links with a 23-year-old DR Congo international who can play in the centre or on the right-hand side. He'd be able to cover for a centre-back or alternatively Hector Bellerin if he picked up an injury. No fee was mentioned, and I'm pretty sure he was out on loan last season to another French team. Now we go on to Martin Odegaard, apparently now not going to Stade Rennes. Martin Odegaard will not be joining Rennes, according to Sporting Director Mikel Silvestre. He cites the FIFA regulations regarding minors as the reason. Now I'm not too sure what that means, but Odegaard, he was heavily linked to the French club before, but now he may have to go to Bundesliga as another alternative. Or maybe even West Ham come back in for him, like again that rumour suggested. Now we go on to Alessio Romagnoli of AC Milan, linked to Chelsea. Milan have turned down a £30 million offer from Chelsea for defender Romagnoli, according to Sky Italia. It's understood that Milan do not want to sell a centre-back this window. Romagnoli joined Milan for £21 million last summer from Roma and is an Italian under-21 international. I've not personally seen too much of him, but I'm assuming because the fees go around for him, he's definitely a player to watch out for over the next couple of years. Now we move on to Mamadou Sakho. This one confused me quite a bit, but apparently we're looking to loan him out. It's according to really reliable sources as well, but first up, according to the Daily Telegraph, Liverpool look to loan out defender Mamadou Sakho before the end of the transfer window, as they look for him to regain his form and his fitness. And they want him to get back on track, so there's been so much stuff regarding Sakho over the last, like say, probably 4 or 5 months. He's banned for like the drug stuff, but that ended up being not true. He got unbanned, and since then he got sent home from the Liverpool tour in America, and it's not really going to plan. He's definitely a fan favourite, and some people and some of our fans do regard him as our best centre-back. I think, I don't know, I'd probably say second best or potentially third, because he can be quite inconsistent, but when he's at the top of his game, he's really good. And he definitely started to show that just before he picked up his ban. In fact, he's one of our better players. And the reasons I wouldn't loan out Sakho: number one, if he was to go out on loan, we have 3 fit centre-backs in Klavan, Lovren and Matip. But then again, we don't really know what happens behind closed doors, because Sakho was sent home, like I said, from the pre-season tour because apparently of his attitude. He wasn't taking stuff seriously, and that did annoy Jurgen Klopp. So again, we're not too sure what Jurgen Klopp thinks of him, but hopefully he does remain at the club. Now we move on to Joe Hart, and apparently just one day after putting a bid in, they're now pulled out of the race for him. According to the Daily Mail, Everton have pulled out of the race to sign Man City goalkeeper Joe Hart after being put off by the £7 million loan fee requested by Man City for the player. So Man City wants £7 million just to take him on loan, and apparently the permanent fee would be 30. And Sky Sports are also saying that Barca goalkeeper Claudio Bravo is due to finalise his move to Man City on Thursday, and this could trigger Joe Hart's exit from the club. So assuming CILLESSEN goes to Barca, Bravo will be in by the end of the week. And finally today, we got on to MUSTAFI. So first up, Arsenal have been told by Valencia that MUSTAFI won't be sold in the transfer window unless the club meets the buyout clause of £43 million. And in fact, yesterday during Valencia's first league game against Las Palmas, he was on the bench. And goalkeeper Diego Alves has been linked to a move to Barca, was not involved at all. And according to Guillem Balaguer, the Spanish club do not want to sell him, and they say he won't be going, but they're still currently €10 million short of complying with the financial fair play rules. Their preference is to keep MUSTAFI and raise the cash by selling other players. Arsene Wenger is still confident about signing him, and the player himself has agreed in principle to make the move. But finally, after the match yesterday against Las Palmas, the manager of Valencia did say MUSTAFI is not for sale and will not be leaving the club. But I'm pretty sure it's not the last we've seen of this rumour, guys. So there has been all days potential transfers as well as confirmed stuff at the very beginning. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button. 1,500 likes would be absolutely awesome. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for daily FIFA content. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on today's rumours and the rumours I should do in the next episode. And finally, if you missed yesterday's video, it's down below in that description box, guys. 8 AM is transfers, and after 9 PM is the second video of the day. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.